So 2 questions this week, and so thank you so much for whomever send them in, and make sure you send your questions in at TheStudentInboxQueries@gmail.com. And so the first question is this for you, Dylan. Can you fall in love at first sight?
No.
Do you care to expand?
Okay, I don't have a strong opinion on this. I just don't think you can, because I think love is so complicated. I think love is like, while you can be attracted to someone, love is also about emotional connection, and I don't think you can gain that emotional connection at first sight. I think maybe your gut feeling might be there, but I don't know. I don't think you can gain love at first sight. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think you may be attracted to someone based on their looks, in terms of if you feel as if you fall in love, but I don't think you can. I think the word love has quite a lot of depth to it, if it makes sense. And it's not just about a relationship, it's more than that. And I think it happens over a period of time. And that's why, obviously, when people get into relationships, they don't say they love each other immediately. They say it after weeks, months, even years in some cases.
Yeah.
Because it's such a strong feeling, I
It's a
think.
strong word as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
powerful
rule.
word.
There's a rule sometimes where it's like 6 months and then you say I love you, in the sense that you have to wait out 6 months to see, do I actually love this person. But I think there's also the flip side of love, which is like love can also be associated with things like heartbreak, betrayal, and things like that. So to say that you can love someone at first sight, I don't think is true.
Okay, so the second question, they said it's because of you talking quite passionately about philosophy and epistemology specifically.
Oh, right.
And so the question is regarding, can we ever know anything?
Oh, whoever asked that, you're definitely a philosophical skeptic, that's for sure. No, I'm joking. Can we ever know anything? Yeah, I think we can. I mean, I don't look to perception as the best source of knowledge. I look to reason as the best source of knowledge. So I look to empiricism and rationalism.
Do you care to explain that?
What?
Empiricism?
Oh,
rationalism?
right. Okay. So yeah, empiricism and rationalism is either basically using experience as your reason for knowledge, or using actual just innate logic as your reason for knowledge. So there's this thing called a priori and a posteriori knowledge. A priori is basically using reason. A posteriori is using experience. I think because that is the most logically correct way of finding knowledge, I think you can know things, but I think it's very little. And that's a problem with the human psychology. That's not necessarily the problem of the concept of knowledge. I think knowledge is a fine thing if it's something that has to be attained and it's a very minute thing that you can attain. But yeah, I think you can gain knowledge, but very little. But that very little amount of knowledge will hold a lot.
So what can you know? Can you give us an example?
You can know who you are as a person.
Do you care to explain? It's quite ambiguous.
That's why I said it. In the sense that you can know who you are, why you act certain way, why you think certain things.
What happens if your brain in a vat or controlled by an evil genius?
But I think those are such hypothetical scenarios.
But if that were true, then you don't know who you are. Surely.
Well, no, you're still in that scenario, and in that world, you do know who you are. It's just externally, maybe that's not true.
I'm just trying to think.
This is the problem with philosophy. There's so many questions which are just unanswered. I swear to God.
So what's your best definition of knowledge? Or your favourite definition of knowledge?
On the nature of knowledge.
Nature of knowledge.
It's a justified true belief where the justification cannot be rationally doubted, which is basically called infallibilism.
Okay. Yeah.
You?
I wrote infallibilism, but I do like the causal theory of knowledge as well.
Oh, fine.
But obviously they're Gettier cases against it. Gettier cases are just cases in which disprove why a definition is wrong.
Yeah.
But I think the causal theory it has very few Gettier cases against it. But I think in terms of obtaining knowledge that's not guaranteed, but like scientific knowledge and stuff, I think the causal definition would then be the best.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much for listening to our podcast this week.
Thank you.
We will be a bit more consistent because I know we've missed a few, and then it's been jumbling around, which has obviously limited a bit of traction on the podcast. We do realise that. We'll try and improve on that. It's just very busy right now at our end. Make sure that if you've got any topics or questions or themes that you want us to discuss, hit them up at thestudentinboxqueries@gmail.com. That is thestudentinboxqueries@gmail.com. Have we got anything lined up over the next few weeks, or are we leaving it as a surprise?
We'll leave it as a surprise.
We're leaving it as a surprise.
Who knows? We may get one of our friends from Shishikunj to come on soon,
Yes.
and we may even talk more in depth about Shishikunj.
Probably. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Good.
Lovely. Jobly.